Hi Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Ascendant, or Venus. This is Dane, and I'm going to be doing your November 1st to the 15th, 2021 reading for you. Now I ask if this reading resonates with you. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. If you're interested in any of the cards that I'm using, they will be listed and linked in the description box below. Now before we begin this reading, let us clear the energy space, raising our own energy vibration and releasing any negativity. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. Releasing all negativity from the body like storm clouds, letting yourself feel calm, centered, and at peace as we enter into this safe and loving space. Let's let the bowl sing as we see what the tarot has to say. Capricorn, November 1st to the 15th, 2021, Capricorn. Angels and spirit guides show me clearly. Guide this reading. Oh, goodness. And show me clearly. Okay, so these three. There we go. Angels and spirit guides show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels and spirit guides. These two. Angels and spirit guides show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. At the bottom is our rooted self. The left-hand side is our inner self. The middle, our heart, our emotional self. The right-hand side, the public arena, the public self. So let's see what the cards have to say. At our root, we have the Wheel of Fortune. Everything is changing. We have the Emperor, which is Aries energy. And we have Strength, which is Leo energy coming through. Everything's changing as we claim a throne, but also as we start to step into our power, step into ourselves. There is a sense of having to face a storm, having to face something that's chaotic and overwhelming, and having the strength to face it, because we're starting to have belief in ourselves. We're starting to have strength within ourselves. We're starting to have, this sense of, I can. I really, truly can. And strength here isn't about big muscles or, anything like that. It's about the strength of our heart, the strength of our compassion, the strength of still being kind in a world that makes it really easy not to be. So that's going to be really important here. Then we have the Ace of Air, air sign energy coming in, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, but also this gift of the voice, this gift of being able to connect from God's source spirit, however we see the divine, the universe, with our voice, with the intricate, interesting things that we are weaving for ourselves, that are opening up the doors to us and for us. We then have the Six of Earth. Things need to be balanced. We have the Two of Pentacles. Again, things need to be balanced. We're going to try and balance everything else. We're just going to forget that we have to balance ourselves. It's like, okay, I can keep on doing more. I can keep on doing more. It's like Capricorn, don't forget you. Like, don't forget grounding yourself, balancing yourself, connecting with yourself. The Four of Swords here is very much saying, remember the journey that you've been on. Know that you are protected. Know that you're going to be awakening from something that's put you in a hibernation state, that's put you in a state of like, okay, I need to take time. Like, I need to just slow down, calm down, kind of cozy up and connect with me. That's going to be really important for us. Then we have our public arena self, which is judgment. We're going to find ourselves forgiving ourselves, but also coming out of this box that we were putting in. Either we put ourselves into a box or somebody put ourselves into this box and said, this is what you're supposed to be. And now we're saying, but this is me. And then we have the world coming here. We're motivated. We're embracing our ideas. We're embracing what we want. We're embracing where we're headed much more distinctly, much more openly than we were before. This moves us to the energy we are to be mindful of. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels. The King of Wands. So this is fire sign energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. This is very much a sense of being mindful of just this absolute intensity, this absolute fire that wants to kind of gobble us up, that wants to rage across our earth energy. So here, with the King of Wands, there's this fiery determination that comes forward. There's this sense of you will do it this way. We're also going to find ourselves rebelling against authority figures during this time, so be aware of this, that we're not going to take well to being told we have to do this or we have to do that. We're going to need it to be our choice. And that's going to be something that we struggle with during this time, especially this person here who's very authoritative and also isn't very loyal. So that's going to be something that definitely comes up with the King of Wands. There's just this sense of, if you can't do it, I'll get somebody else to, you're replaceable type of thing. This could be a boss. This is somebody of authority coming in, and it's just not good energy. So just be mindful of this during this time, especially the way that we interact with this person. We're going to want to be a lot sharper with them than maybe we would normally be. We've had enough. So again, that comes through. Let's look at our chakra energy, angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. We have holistic health, which is absolutely one of my favorite cards. This is embracing our holistic self. This is embracing our rooted self. So our holistic self comes forward, and this is a sense of, this is me. This is me openly, honestly, truthfully. This is who I am. This is who I need to be. This is how I'm moving forward in myself, in my passion, in what I desire for my life, and in what I need for my existence. This is also saying to look at more kind of natural methods of care. It's not saying to, I'm not a doctor at all or anything like that, but it's saying, remember to take our vitamins, make sure that we're drinking enough water, make sure that we're listening to what our body needs and what our body doesn't need. So just being mindful about all of this during this time, connecting with the earth. I do love barefoot shoes. I do know that there are problems that people have with running with barefoot shoes, but it takes a year for your Achilles to drop, for your stance to change, for your cadence of, the way that you walk, your stride to change. So everything comes in, and so there can be little things that we're doing or very powerful things that we're doing that seem to be like small changes, but are actually going to really realign our whole entire body. And we're going to find here that everything is changing. Everything is changing. And we find that we want this change. We do. We can feel like we're on a roller coaster ride, but I don't think Capricorn, that's much different than we've felt for quite some time. We've had these highs, these lows. We never know where we're going. We never know how we're getting there. And so here with the... And we hate that, that does come in. It's like, I want stability, I want security, I want there to be a checklist, I want everything to be on that checklist, and I want things to move forward like that. We're not going to have that, and the more we try to have that, the more we say, I'm going to hold on to this, the more Spirit's saying, no, you're not. No, you're not. You're not going to get that. Just calm down and connect. Calm down and connect with you, connect with where you're headed, connect with what you desire, connect with, what you want. And from that energy connection, from that sense of, I'm on this ride, I'm seeing what I need, I'm seeing how I push forward, how I develop, that's really going to change our projection. That's really going to change where we stand. And it leads us to the Emperor. It leads us to embracing our power. It leads us to embracing the passion of our voice. It leads us to understanding ourselves more and more and more. And as we do this, that's the reason why we rage kind of against this King of Wands, because the Emperor is more powerful, right, than the King. And yet this King is going to want to tell us what to do. And so in a sense here, we have tremendous power coming forward, but we might not be able to utilize that power exactly the way that we want to. Now we can, decide to start our own business or something like that, but we can also not want the stress of that. So we're going to have to weigh certain options. We can also start, with work and then doing something on the side. And yes, we're going to be exhausted for a while there, but seeing how that would work, how that would get us to where it is that we need to be. The Emperor is claiming our passion. It's also knowing that nobody gets to lead us. We get to lead the way. So that's going to be very important for us. Yes, we're going to listen to people. Yes, we're not going to become tyrannical, but there is this real sense of, I have power and I have this authority within me that needs to move forward, that needs to go to what I want and what I desire within my life. And it moves us to strength. It moves us to being strong. It moves us to standing against a storm that we didn't expect to be standing against. It moves us to complexity and intricacy and greater understanding. It moves us to this place of also knowing that our strength comes from the heart. It comes from what our soul desires and what our soul needs. And there's almost a song here being sung to us that lulls us to sleep. There's this change in energy that's coming our way, that's letting us speak more openly and more honestly for what we need inwardly, for what we desire, because we're going from being these little salamanders, right, to this dragon in the rocks. And the dragon in the rocks does have the slumber aspect to him. And so here we're finding our balance, but we're finding our balance as Spirit sings a song to us, as, the collective voice of our ancestors come forward, as, the spider weaves its web, as we're going to see something beautiful, but also something terrifying to most people, make a beautiful song, bring something gorgeous forward. So it's going to be in the discomfort that we start to find our comfort. We start to find what we desire. It's like after a pain, there's going to be this beautiful healing. It's like after a really bad thunderstorm, there's going to be this beautiful, rainbow that comes up, that comes through. And we're going to find our balance. We're also going to find what we need, what we desire. We're going to be more open, more honest with ourselves than we have been. Our hearts, we're trying to take everything on. And we're going to look at things all about, I need to have this eternity of success. I need to have this bounty of preparation. I need to ground myself. I need to put both my feet on the ground. Yet that's not what we're going to say. We're going to say, I just need to keep on going. If I stop, I will fail. If I take any time off for me, if I call in sick, if I, need to, sleep in on a day, if I do any of that, everything's going to fall apart. And Spirit's saying, you need here, Capricorn, if you take one thing away, you need to take care of you. Emotions are running high, and it can be because we're not looking at our emotions. We're looking at everything else, everything that needs to be done. We're not focusing on our heart. We're not connecting with our heart. We need to have our feet firmly planted on the ground. We need to look at emotionally what we need, what we desire to get us to the place that we need to be, the place that we want to be. And it moves us here also to understanding the deeper secrets within us, understanding the rest, understanding that even when we rest, we have our armor on, and that becomes intense. We're never letting ourselves just calmly relax, calmly become. And this is going to be a time where we need to calmly become. We need to calmly, accept and understand and open up that door and move ourselves forward. Sleep is going to be really important. That's also going to be the first thing that we decide to get rid of. We can have a bit of a caffeine addiction here going on, so just be mindful of that. Something that keeps us up. It could also be worry, it could be doubt, but something here is going to make it a bit harder to sleep, so do be aware. But we need to balance our hearts, and that's going to start with balancing ourselves. There is trickery coming through with two people especially. Now they could be the fire sign energy, but it's also a sense of them putting more on your shoulders than is needed or that is fair. Judgment. We can feel judged. We can feel judged in the public arena, most definitely. We can have a fear of being judged, like I just have to do things perfectly because I don't want anybody to judge me or anybody to find me wanting. And this is going to be a time where we need to say, you know what? It doesn't matter. And that's so hard. For me to say that, even though Spirit's having me say that, I'm like, oh, Spirit, if people laugh, if people mock, that's always so terrifying. And to be able to stand in truly who we are and say, this is who I am, this is what I want, this is what I need, this is where I'm headed, is so important. But it's terrifying, it's overwhelming. And so with judgment, we're rising out of the box, we're rising out of the chaos, we're rising out of the hurt and the pain and the disappointment, and we're stepping into ourselves more openly, more honestly, and more authentically than we have before. And that becomes a game changer. And we also feel like, I can finally breathe. I can finally breathe because I'm not suffocating myself anymore with trying to be what I am not. And the world opens. The world opens. Why? Because we opened ourselves to the world. Because we said, but this is me. But this is me, and I've been trying to be something I'm not. I've been working so hard to, make this work, and it's just not going to. So now I have to be me. And I have to embrace me openly and honestly and tenaciously and powerfully and purposefully and just open up that door and step forward. And the world says, I've been waiting for you. It really does. It says, I've been waiting for you. And it doesn't mean that we have to be, a movie star or have 18 million zillion people know our name. What it means is that we start to embrace where we stand within our world, whether it be that we're connected to, just a small group of people or a larger group of people. We start to take that connection. We start to take our love and our passion and our desire and move with it, move forward with it to something more. And we start to see that there's power in where I stand. There's power in who I am. There's power in what I desire from my life. And it moves us to the subconscious energy to be mindful of. And that's Freya, that's Sagittarius energy. There's going to be a sense of one person's path is not going to be another person's path. And we have to understand that and honor the separation of ideas and ideals to be able to walk forward in what we need and not what somebody else needs. Our subconscious chakra energy is truth. We have to speak our truth. We have to embrace our truth. We have to walk in our truth. And I know, again, have to is hard to say or sounds demanding, but it isn't. It's going to be a time where if we lie, we feel it. If we, get off track, we absolutely understand it. And this is going to be for us a sense of, can I be who I really want to be? Can I walk forward in what I really want to walk forward in? And how do I embrace what I want and what I desire and what I need? And as we speak our truth, as we speak the truth, as we see it, as we conceptualize it from the world, it's like people understand, okay, like that's you, Capricorn. And they start to respect it. Our subconscious rooted energy, and it's always coming from a place, again, remember, of love, light, and positivity. It's not trying to rip other people down. Our subconscious rooted energy is the death card, the dying away of the old self, the rebirth of the new. There's a sense of changing here. That's why we feel like we're on this constant roller coaster ride. That's why we're embracing power, but we're also embracing the fact that we need strength, we need determination, we need focus to have that power. And we're going to see ourselves changing. We're going to see ourselves really not handling things the same way that we always handle things. And this is going to be for the better, but this is also going to be a sense of I'm connected to more. It moves us to our subconscious inner self, and that is the 10 of Earth. And we're being led forward. The relationship between mushrooms and the forest is really quite extraordinary. And it's like the relationship between us and the path that we're being guided on is really quite extraordinary. And we're going to see that path illuminate in a way that we hadn't expected, that we didn't think possible. We're also going to see that this is wealth that lasts for generations. This is a path that we start to walk forward in, and this can also be a path that we started to walk forward in a past life. And as we walk, more steadily and more openly and more honestly on this path, on what we desire, we start to see ourselves changing. And we start to see what we thought was impossible starting to become possible again. But there's wealth here, there's success, there's bounty, there's something that we value as much as money coming in, leading us forward. There's connection with the generations. It moves us to our subconscious emotional self. Strength comes through, again, Leo energy. This sense of what was once an enemy can become an ally. What was once a anger can become a confidant, a friend, a sense of, this is what I need within my life. But we're also going to find our greatest strength is not the fact that we can conquer. Our greatest strength is the companionship and the, camaraderie that we build, is the connections that we have. Our subconscious public arena self, is the 3 of Wands, freedom. We start to see the door opening, and we start to take that door. We start to hear that call already. We're like following that path in our inner self. And here it's like, yes, I can. Yes, I can walk through that door. Yes, I can embrace these changes. Yes, I can, have what it is that I need, what it is that I desire, what it is that I want. Lead me forward, guide me to that place. The ships come in, the ships go out. I can have my ideas come in. I can see them differently. I can also send my ideas out into the universe and see what comes of it. And it's really quite a beautiful journey. Okay. All right, Capricorn. I hope this reading has resonated with you. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. May harmony always be with you. I'm sending loving, healing energy to each and every one of you. I love you all, and stay safe. Let's end this reading with a meditation, a clearing away of negative energy, a raising of our positive energy as we embrace the power and the prosperity that is us. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. May you move forward in peace and in harmony, Capricorn.